Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel, and we are continuing on to what is a very sad day in World Class as Gino Hernandez, the announcement of his passing a few days before, is part of this broadcast, and they actually added in an old match, so I won't necessarily cover it. It's an old Fantastics and Midnight Express match. Good match, but it's already been covered in the series, and they added that in his place, so they did not have time to edit that out of TV. There are several first run matches. Jack Victory and Jerry Allen. Jerry Allen, new to the area, had been an enhancement talent and a bit of a journeyman. Had success in the southern areas, I'm pretty sure, before this. But Victory, certainly a guy who has had, speaking of success, a good and fair bit of it in his own right. And we do see nice switch style, go behind style wrestling and the like. And we also see quite a bit of action and assorted there. And that is, both guys are trying to get switch and control in that. Victory forces the break by Allen as he gets to the ropes. A lot of more mat-based style than we're used to. Reminds me almost of a Johnny Mantell type. Does Jerry Allen here in terms of just bringing a more collegiate style to things. Obviously, Jack Victory, not that. Victory will cheat at any given opportunity, and he's not afraid to admit that or do that in a manner that is, I guess you'd say, appropriate to his situation. And, that is there. But needless to say, he does what he can where he can. And, we kind of see a bit of a block off and the up and over deep arm drags and drops the leg on the arm. Does Allen? Allen goes right after that arm and does everything he possibly can with it. Obviously, you see a bit of shots and does the best he can to get that going. Breakdown by Victory with the chin lock. He's not afraid to slow the match down with wrestling either. They do go to the outside. On the outside, Victory sends the man into the steel post and is looking to gain any advantage he can, legal or non. And that continues until we get Allen back in the ring. Allen goes a little bit more brawling style, receiving and giving punches to his adversary here, and we do kind of see, some action going in a general direction there, and then we kind of see the back run of things. And Victory does eventually not befall the one that would be expected in this contest. Many people would say that the newcomer may get the victory. Others would say Victory gets the victory, no pun intended. But we do kind of see both guys doing rather well. But finally, Jerry Allen gets upset and sends the leg of Victory into the post. Referee does not have the ability to back him off or doesn't have the wherewithal. Anyway, clothesline by Allen, 1-2. Doesn't get what he wants out of that either. The match pacing does pick up quite a bit. Victory barely able to stand, but manages to fall into a, I guess I'd say, vertical suplex neckbreaker combination before coming out the back door of that as well. And takes several shots. Allen actually looks like he has the ability, I wouldn't say to necessarily be something completely, but the referee says a time limit draw has come, so neither guy gets the advantage there. We go to another match, a little bit different. outcome a little more predictable here. A one-man gang still in the area. Surprised that the gang's still here, facing off against Mark Youngblood. Obviously, Gang is not going to be trading as many holds with his adversary. Obviously, Gang doing the brawling thing, although he is more having I guess you'd say longer, more drawn out matches. In a in a vacuum, so to speak. And then double axe handle by Youngblood, and axe handle also followed up by some chops. Youngblood, a guy who is a relative newcomer but is doing well in Texas. Obviously, the Native American heritage, I think, helps. There are many nature-based and Native American people in the area. The gang falls victim to a rather verbose drop kick, but actually, Youngblood doesn't get all he wants out of it. But and so Gang was able to regain his feet, and he hits the ropes. Big splash by the Gang, and one-man Gang gets it 1, 2, 3. Then, unfortunately, we move to the death announcement of Gino Hernandez, 29 years old at the time of his death. They don't talk about the death because the death is suspected to be either suicide, drug overdose. I believe there's still debate over what happened there. Some people say he was murdered due to bad business dealings outside of the wrestling business. Others say drug overdose. Others say suicide. Regardless, a very sad death at 29 years old. Been wrestling for 10 years, so he'd been around a while. Kerry Von Erich and Iceman King Parsons against the Fabulous Freebirds. Roberts and Hayes is your main event. They are given about 12 minutes or so, give or take. And Parsons and Von Erich both signing ringside autographs, as they are wont to do. We have not seen the end of these two these feuds. Obviously, the feud with the Von Erichs and the Freebirds goes way, way back. No big surprise there. Kerry, obviously, the guy who does the majority of I guess, defending the Von Erich name these days. Lance Von Erich in and out of the territory, not here full time, but Terry Gordy comes in and starts to beat down. So the match really kind of is a bit of a 3-on-2, I guess you'd say. Lots of brawling. The Freebirds try to keep Parsons out of the ring, and they are using the Freebirds rule. Maybe they've taken on the 3-on-2 by choice here, but needless to say, Kerry and Iceman do get beaten down for quite a bit. We do see an injury to Kerry, and actually, wait. I believe the injury is to Kevin, as Kerry's on the outside. Kevin makes his way down, Lance makes his way down. It's hard to keep all the Von Erich straight. Lance Von Erich does make his way down. He tries to help the Von Erichs, trying to even up the odds to 3-on-3, and he takes a good number of shots. Everybody kind of runs in to protect everything, and that remains kind of a bit to a finish, and the brawling remains on the outside, and the challenges remain. Nothing really gets finished. This match almost, never really gets started. It's kind of a schmoz and hard to follow. I think it wasn't edited together well. Others are sent away to get away from the 3-on-2. Then the match finally starts. Hayes and Roberts finally do eventually become the team that's in there, but again, it's hard to keep everything straight, mainly because you don't know where the match ends and starts and all that stuff. So a bit of a schmoz. Sorry if the coverage isn't great, but with it being hard to follow, it's there. Parsons and Hayes do square off once the match is legal. Also, Roberts and Parsons square off. Basically, what you've got is the Freebirds taking over for both the pre-match brawl, including outsiders, and They take over quite a bit in the I guess the early stages of the match. Kerry Von Erich does come in, clean house on both Buddy Roberts and Michael Hayes. Double noggin knockers. Iceman Parsons not far behind in the very least. Um, Shots there. And Gordy comes back, interferes. The match is called off again. So basically, honestly, not a good main event from the sense that it's all with schmaz. But that is finally there is a disqualification victory for the Von Erichs. But that's what's there, and hard main event to follow this week. The world class is still good, but definitely just an off week. Maybe the death of Gino Hernandez had something to do with the formatting, or the match was just hard to follow. Not sure what, but anyway, we'll be back with more action right after this.